I had some results that were particularly surprising in my research study. So when I examined pilots' attitude towards automation systems, I honestly expected more reluctance. Um, uh, that's what that's not what I found at all. So the responses overall revealed the openness to automation features, and that
Nice.
generally surprised me. So nearly 46% of the participants preferred maintaining current levels of autonomy, and they're comfortable with the way things are headed. And around 30% actually favored slightly higher levels of automation. Another
Wow.
almost 17%, they supported substantial increases in automation. So when you add those numbers up, we're talking about the majority of pilots being either comfortable with actively and being actively enthusiastic about automation playing a larger role in eVTOL operations, and only 7.8% of the participants showed the preference for lower levels of automation. But here where it gets really interesting, and this part that made me sit up and take a note, when I ran the statistical analysis, the Kruskal-Wallis test, it showed that certified flight instructors have a larger preference for automation than all the other pilots. I'm talking about private pilots and commercial pilots, and it's quite interesting. And
Yeah.
when you think about it, it makes total sense because CFIs they're constantly juggling between multiple tasks, and they're monitoring the aircraft, and they're monitoring the student, and they're teaching, correcting, watching for the traffic, managing emergencies, and automation can potentially significantly reduce their cognitive load,
Of course.
and overall improve the safety margins. So for them, automation isn't just about giving up the control; it's more about having a safety net, and them to have their focus on what matters while they're teaching. So that's one of the results that when I run the statistical test, it was really nice and surprising for me to know about that. So certified flight instructors, hopefully you'll get the automation uh, you
You're
wanted. So
asking for.
yeah, so that can be useful in your daily practice.
That's a really interesting point because I was wondering also about another thing. Maybe like the more complex the aircraft these guys are flying, the more awareness there is around a need for automation or automated devices, right? Or systems, subsystems, components, and everything. And maybe those flying, and I don't want to belittle anybody flying turboprops or anything like that that need less automation. Maybe these guys might not see it the same way. So I wonder if you saw a difference in that. And also another one is, the difference between what a newer generation of pilots with maybe less experience than those who are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, flying everything from like 707s to, A380s might, see things very differently. One might be a little bit more on the theoretical side of things, wanting more automation. And the other ones are like, yes, but, and some, in the middle saying, no, I'm fine the way it is. So I don't know if you saw any kind of differences as far as, the newbies and the veteran pilots out there.
So that's interesting. That's an interesting trend that we came across. As I said, that more experienced pilots preferred high level of automation, but I also would like to know what influenced private pilots or commercial pilots to select similar level of automation or fearless. So, as
Absolutely.
you rightfully said, it might be their exposure, and maybe they had limited exposure to automation, and they haven't just discovered the benefit of, using all those technological advancements yet. So maybe once they reach a certain level of experience, they will understand how useful it could be. But again, it's just an assumption, and it's so hard to find what really influenced their choice at that
Yeah.
particular day.